Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm honored to be having with me in the studio for tonight Dr. Alaa Khalifa, the international tourism, investment and marketing expert. Thank you very much once again for being with us tonight here. We have seen over the past report the focus on Ras al-Hikmah. How do you see the importance of collaborating between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, and of course in general between Egypt and the Arab partners in tourism in specific?
What I see that collaboration is not something new. This collaboration has been extending for decades, and the United Arab Emirates is a very strong ally to Egypt since a long time ago, and likewise Egypt is a very strong ally for United Arab Emirates. We support them everywhere, and we always feel pride that many Emirati investors come in Egypt and venture with their money and invest with confidence and support the Egyptian economy, which is something fantastic, because when you have a state encouragement to their investors to come and invest in our economy, this actually boosts our economy, I would say, positively among international markets. And you know the reputation of United Arab Emirates today as a very advanced and modern country, and we also understand that having such investment in new areas, the areas that were like areas in the North Coast, for example, the late investment would boost a great part of the Egyptian economy, would also bring back this area into the tourist map. We are very delighted to see such a big investment, to see such a, I would say, trust and confidence in our economy. We're very delighted to see some agreements they're getting signed off to develop the area, so that it wouldn't work seasonally, it would work all year around, which is something wonderful. I think the role that United Arab Emirates is playing in investment in Egypt is a very crucial role, and it's also encouraging for other potential partners from the Gulf area and from also Europe to come and invest in our economy, whether it's industry, whether it's environment or tourism or any other sector. Thanks for United Arab Emirates for that. Thanks for such confidence, and for helping our economy by finding jobs, new jobs for the companies. The sign-off deals, they were immense, huge, massive. All these companies coming in with one focus is to develop the newly invested area in Ras al-Hikmah. It's always great news and positive news for the economy. It brings us to a point where other players in the market are looking to us, and perhaps this is something that it becomes an appetite for a lot of other countries to copy the exact same example. Thanks to United Arab Emirates, but before I wanted also to first congratulate us and our for the 6th of October victory.
Yes.
And having such a strong movement in investment that comes within the months of October, right after in the 6th of October here, it shows us that we're not only that we did the victory to regain the Sinai 50 years ago, but also we are now starting to make victories in terms of economy, in terms of encouragement, investment, and developing tourism.
Yes, we have seen as well President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi receiving the Emirati leader Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan at the airport, and then heading to Ras al-Hikmah or to the North Coast. We have seen a presentation of what will happen, what will be taking place in terms of construction and development for this area. How do you see the importance of having the two leaders there and telling the world that this will be happening over the upcoming years in terms of development and reviving the tourism?
It's definitely a message, and it's a very strong message to the rest of the world that the two countries' political leaders are hand by hand supporting each other's economy. We have Egypt has always been supported by the United Arab Emirates, and the leaders of the United Arab Emirates, they have a very strong love for Egyptian people. You would be surprised to know that the early Egyptians who went there in the time of the Federation of the United Arab Emirates, there were many Egyptian engineers, Egyptian doctors, and they have had, many of the leaders have had wives as well from Egypt. So we have like some sort of a blood connection between us. You will be surprised because I live between United Arab Emirates and Egypt, and I have to tell you, the way how we get treated in United Arab Emirates as Egyptians, it's extremely respectful, extremely the economy is open. You can invest, you can have a company, you can, and the fact that you are from Egypt is a country they love, they respect, and it makes you feel like you're not in a foreign country. It makes you feel you're in your own land. And likewise, when Emiratis come here to Egypt, we welcome them. We give them a very special welcome, both Emiratis and Saudis. But we give the Emiratis because they have always been in support for us, especially after what happened 10 years ago, during the time of the revolution and during this kind of turmoil. They were the first country to stand by us politically, the first country to support us in the UN, the first country to help us, the first country to put loans and give us all these kind of boosters to the economy. So thanks to Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. He's been a kind supporter to our economy, to our people, and to our welfare. And I think this kind of relationship is going to foster not only in the Ras Al Hikma project, but it will be in so many projects as well, that I can see many of these projects in the pipeline. They have taken the investment of Ras Al Hikma extremely seriously, and all the companies, nearly 35 companies in the UAE, one of the top companies, are investing right now in Ras Al Hikma. This is something, a real serious investment. I was so thrilled the other day when I heard that Abu Dhabi Airport is going to invest in building a huge, massive airport in Ras Al Hikma. So many of the top companies in whether construction, whether it's industrial, whether any of these different companies are coming in to build different units, different I would say parts of the entire area, this kind of peninsula. They are investing so much. They are building a huge community. That community is now going to work during the summertime, as it is the case today, is going to work all year around. And let's not forget that this is not the first time our brothers in United Arab Emirates are investing in Egypt and loving Egypt as a destination. It's always top investors and the government, top investors from the private sector are always coming to invest in Egypt, and we have so many examples to this. I would salute this kind of relationship and the support that the United Arab Emirates is giving us. And it's all because of the late Sheikh Zayed has always been a supporter for Egypt, and Egypt will always be a supporter for the United Arab Emirates. I can assure you that. And
we have seen, of course, the project of Ras Al Hikma and the North Coast in general. Do you think that will be a good opportunity for the real estate sector here in Egypt over the North Coast? It's not just about tourism, not just about creating job opportunities, but it could be a booster for the real estate sector and exporting this market for the Arab nations.
It is not only the real estate sector. Real estate is just one part of it, but the fact that having a place that has been working in terms of seasonality, 1 or 2 seasons a year, and the rest of the year is shut down, such as the North Coast in general.
Yes.
The fact having to have creating a dynamo in there, creating an engine in there, economical dynamo that brings all this energy to the rest of the year, that actually pumps blood into the entire North Coast. is an amazing and a fantastic opportunity. Not only that engaging Egyptian companies, to work, but also the local supplies, the local suppliers will be able to work all year around. They will be, it will stand as a very attractive hub for investors from the GCC area and for investors from Europe as well. Recognizing the Southern Mediterranean in general is something has been, I would say, it is something that we forgot for a very long time.
Yes. To
develop in a much more high-end, proper way. And I think utilizing the good weather, the amazing weather, whether in winter or in summer, less humidity, the land there, the tranquility of the area, it all adds up to the charm of the place. And this is why it's such a tremendous success to the economy. All of these investment, billions and billions of dollars coming into Egyptian economy. And not only this is going to yield billions and billions of dollars every year that will help Egyptian economy to become stronger and also boost tourism, a new kind of tourism, to the North Coast.
Can we be having a boost in the foreign direct investments in tourism, as you've mentioned that what is happening at Ras Al Hikma is a message to the entire world. It's a message to the Arab partners, to the Arab world as well, that you could be coming and boosting some investments.
Absolutely, it's affinity, it's trust, it's a certificate of security that this economy is safe, that this economy helps out investors. This is one of the reasons that I encouraged the leaders in Saudi Arabia to also have a similar project on the Red Sea. So we are going to see various projects, that maybe similar projects, not necessarily going to be on the North Coast, but it could be on the Red Sea, it could be on nearby the area of Sharm el-Sheikh, it could be down the area of the other opposite area of Jeddah. On the Red Sea near Marsa Alam.
Yes.
So it could be any of these areas that many of these countries, first of all, these are supporter countries. They all support us. We all support them, and it's a very reciprocal, the relationship. And the good thing about relationship between Egypt and many of the Arab countries these days, it's full of respect and it's full of support and it's full of understanding, and also there is always a room of collaboration, whether it comes to investment or whether it's engaging Egyptian companies. You'll be surprised to know that there are a lot of Egyptian companies are investing in the UAE nowadays, and some of them are construction companies,
yes.
And these are big companies, actually. So many investment companies also in terms of real estate, they are investing in Saudi Arabia right now. So we have this kind of a reciprocal relationship of investment, helps out both economies, to boost the economies, also increase the trust. Building an airport in Ras Al Hikma, for example, is such a huge leap, to tourism in this area. You can imagine.
Yes.
Because when they build an airport like that, it's not going to be a $500 million airport. It's going to be, few billions of dollars that such an airport will cost. If you see the airport in Abu Dhabi and you see how magnificent that airport is, and with all the technology and the leap that happened, in terms of passenger handling and everything, and getting the exact same company that did this kind of huge mega project to do it in Ras Al Hikma, that's a huge booster to our tourism in the North Coast.
Yes, Dr. Alaa, allow me to be going to the other report of the daily debate for tonight, focusing on the Egyptian initiative worth about 50 billion Egyptian pounds to be boosting tourism in the country. We'll be having more details in the upcoming reports, so stay tuned.